Hi and welcome to a short video about the new tray screening program we're starting at the Australian Synchrotron. In addition to collecting crystals on pins, chips and in injector flow, the new MX3 beamline will be capable of taking 96-well crystallization trays for screening. Tray screening involves mounting a 96-well crystallization tray on the goniometer, rastering over a drop to locate any crystals, and collecting data over a small angle, usually a 5 to 10 degree wedge. Screening will not give you a complete dataset, but it will give you an indication of which of your samples diffract. Depending on the nature of your samples, you might get information about your unit cell or space group too. When you're setting up initial screening trays for growing crystals, it can be useful to know early on which conditions are producing diffracting crystals. In-tray screening can let you know early on in your experiment which drops you should focus your optimization efforts around, and can eliminate salt crystals or non-diffracting conditions. In-tray screening can also be useful for checking the diffraction of crystals that wouldn't be easy to loop and send, needles, plates, or crystals that are determined to stick to each other or to the base of your tray. We often see samples on the MX beamlines failing to diffract. It's hard to know whether this is a fundamental property of the crystal being tested, or if it's a result of incompatible cryoprotectants or problems caused by physically handling and cooling crystals. In-tray screening can help pinpoint what factors might be preventing high-quality diffraction. The MX3 goniometer and robot have attachments that make them compatible with 96-well trays. Our crystal hotel will be able to take half-height or low-profile trays and full-height trays. The temperature in MX3's end station will be tightly controlled at 22 degrees Celsius, so in-tray screening will suit crystals grown at 18 to 24 degrees best. You don't need to use special trays for in-tray screening. Standard trays will work, although there will be some background scattering. But because screening is just to check the diffraction of crystals rather than collect a full high-quality dataset, this scattering won't matter too much. There are a few hurdles we need to jump to get tray screening accessible to our users. We will be running tray screening in collaboration with crystallisation facilities around Australia and New Zealand. MX3's tray screening program will be like an add-on to the services these facilities provide. So this is what the workflow will look like. As a user of a crystallisation facility, you organise your crystallisation experiments with the facility staff as usual. Once your tray has been set up and you've got crystals you want to screen, you can log into the Screenshot app from your browser. In this tool, you select which facility you've been using, list your tray IDs, and select the drops you wish to screen. You can also upload RockImager output files, allowing you to quickly select all the drops you've already tagged in RockImager. Once you've hit submit, you can sit back and relax. Here's what happens next behind the scenes. Your crystallisation facility manager will get an email listing which trays have been requested for screening at MX3. They package up those trays into our specially designed shippers and post them to the Synchrotron. We'll cover the shipper and postage costs, so this service will be free to facilities and users. When the trays arrive, we scan them in and store them in our crystal hotel until tray screening beam time. This is likely to be once a week, depending on demand. During this beam time, the drops you indicated will be screened and the results will be uploaded to your Screenshot account. These results will include an image of the crystal drop, images of your diffraction and estimated resolution, and, if available, space group and unit cell estimations. You'll get an email when you have new results to check, and previous screens will be saved so you can easily check through old results.
Do I have to apply for beam time to do tray screening?
No. We will run the tray screening program using facility beam time, so you don't have to use your own merit time, or even be an existing user of the Synchrotron at all. If you're a user of an enrolled crystallisation facility, you can access tray screening.
How will my trays get to MX3?
The shippers we've designed are small, lightweight, and will be sent through Australia Post for domestic users, or another carrier for international users.
Will my crystals survive the trip?
This is a tricky question. Every crystal is different, and some are more sensitive to mechanical and thermal changes than others. The shippers have been tested for thermal protection and mechanical cushioning, but we can't guarantee that all of your samples will survive the journey perfectly. We've run a few tests and seen great drop survival rates, so we think it's always worthwhile sending your trays to be screened.
What happens to my samples after screening?
We won't be able to return screens to you, so after screening your trays will be thrown away. If you have any questions about the program, please get in touch with us via the MX3 group email address. We hope that this new tool will help you get from initial crystallization hits to high quality structures in less time than ever before.